But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have completed their appeal process after many frustration. After many styles they used to frustrate him, he still concluded in appealing. But up till now, they have not responded on the date of that appeal. No response. But in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, you can see that Mazi Simon Ekpa is already facing his fate. Our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is already facing his fate. So the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, we have influence on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we are channeling our energy to bring out the truth and nothing but the truth on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. And as we speak, many people are speaking. Many people are contributing. Many international bodies are speaking. Many international organizations, many individuals that are not Biafrans, not even Nigerians, across the world, in the United States, in Africa, in Europe, they are speaking about the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, and they are torchlighting the case. Today is going to be an open hearing, and many of these organizations and figures are going to be in the court to hear with their ears what is transpiring, because this is nothing but a political witch hunt against Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is a blackmail. The government of Nigeria only blackmailed him and then muzzled Finland with humongous contracts. And Finland fell into that trap. Finland, that you and I know, has always been respected for their human rights status. Finland have always been respected as a country that respects the rule of law and fairness. But Nigeria has dragged their name to the mud. But this is an opportunity for Finland to make a correction. A great opportunity for Finland to make a correction. And I strongly believe that they will make that correction. They will. So every one of us have to stand by and watch. We are going to be following the event as it happens, and we are going to bring up the updates as it comes. There are so many interesting things that have happened within the weekend before this very hearing, and those things are perfectly in line with what Mazi Simon Ekpa is facing today. That if Finland government is paying attention, if the court or the judge is paying attention to events in Nigeria, there is no way Mazi Simon Ekpa will not be free. There is no way on the planet Earth Mazi Simon Ekpa will not be freed, except they are not paying attention. Events that have happened in a few days within this weekend, every one of them shows that our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is innocent on the accusation. My joy is that people are speaking, organizations are speaking. And before we proceed, I want to bring up the write-up of Dr. Mazanga, one of the activists that is actively speaking on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. As I have always said, Dr. Mazanga knows Mazi Simon Ekpa, he knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he has been speaking in their case. And he is doing it on pro bono. He is doing it as a humanitarian work. Nobody is paying him. And we need to applaud him for that. If you want to hire an expert like him, every one of us know how much it's going to cost. If you want to get an expert like him. But he is doing all his for Biafra on pro bono. So I want to read some of the article he has written in his platform regarding the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are very interesting, and it is expository. He's not a Biafran. He's a human rights activist, I can call him. He's also a legal expert on international law. He has been interfering in so many cases, and he has been following the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa from day one. Mazi Simon Ekpa, while he was with us, has had a program with him. So it's not as if he knows Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is why he's interested in the case. That is why he's participated fully. He also knows Mazen Nandekano. He has had a program with Mazen Nandekano where he interviewed Mazen Nandekano. He had a program with Mazen Simon where he interviewed them. And he pledged to give support to Biafra continuously. And he has been doing it. So I want to read what he wrote. An article that he wrote in his platform, the X platform. When you look at it, you can see African World Media TV is owned by Dr. Mazanga. And he wrote, "Dear Finland, President Alex Torp," he tagged President Alex Torp and tagged Yukamonistero, Finland EU representative or whatever, and Cartwright also. He tagged them in this very write-up. And he said, look at what Dr. Mazanga wrote. He said, "Disregard former AGF, former Attorney General Malami, fake evidence as terrorist propaganda, not evidence. The very evidence they are using against Simon Ekpa today in Finland was prepared by Malami. Malami was among those who contracted the people that got this evidence. He was part of those who provided the evidence they are using today against Simon Ekpa in the court. And that Malami is facing terrorist charge in the same Nigeria. He's facing a case of sponsorship of terrorism in Nigeria. And Dr. Mazanga is saying, disregard former AG Malami fake evidence as terrorist propaganda. Not evidence. Because there's no way a terrorist like him can be given an evidence against another citizen who has no case of terrorism anywhere. Not in his race, not in his gene, not in his tribe, not in his organization. As I said, I came here to tell you the truth about the case of Simon Ekpa. And I thank you for allowing me to do so. You know, Dr. Mazanga was in Finland. I guess he's still in Finland, or maybe he has left from that program, but I know he's still in Finland. He might still be in Finland, but I know he was in Finland. That is confirmed. I am a world peacemaker now. I follow the process of Finland's mediation teams, which have worked for over 100 years. I have gone to Center of Mediation Study to see how you build a peaceful society. Dr. Mazanga is writing to Finland. Why would a good European country like Finland get closer to a terrorist state like Nigeria? And this is the question every one of us have been asking. We know the good reputation of Finland. And that is why Mazi Simon Ekpa promoted them to the highest level. Mazi Simon Ekpa, in Biafran program, he sings the national anthem. Mazi Simon Ekpa, to the extent he promised to bring Finland, their structure and everything they do, they want to bring it to Biafra. That is how trusted that country, Finland, was before Nigeria get involved into it. And Dr. Mazanga is asking, why would a good country like Finland get closer to a terrorist state like Nigeria, where a former Attorney General like Malami, who indicted Simon live, is relied upon? How? He's asking. A former Attorney General like Malami, who indicted Simon, is relied upon. Somebody who is indicted on terrorism in Nigeria. How can you rely in evidence coming from a terrorist country and from somebody who is indicted for terrorism in Nigeria, who is still facing terrorist charge in Nigeria, who they discovered AK-47s in his house, an Attorney General? What is he doing with AK-47s? Why would Finland listen to such kind of an evidence from such a person or from such a country? Why? And Dr. Mazanga is saying, how on earth will you pay attention to such people? How can a man who himself has been accused of working with Fulani jihadists to kill Christians be trusted by Finland? How? Every one of us know that Malami is one of the sponsors of the killers of Christians. Today, even the Nigerian that is accusing Simon Ekpa are the ones promoting and defending those who are murdering Christians, denying that there is Christian genocide, including paying lobbyists 9 million to subvert the truth. How can any country at this time accept or believe any evidence that comes from such a country? How? And he wrote, the same man, Malami, was involved in the arrangement surrounding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu abduction. The kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, that is against international law, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has won the case in Kenyan court. The person that committed that crime, that international crime, is the one still involved in the case of Mazen Simon Ekpa. How can any country turn a blind eye to this? The man who sponsored and participated in the abduction of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and rendition from Kenya at night without the Kenyan government knowing, and his subsequent detention in Abuja during the Buhari regime. Malami also allegedly contacted an intelligence security company in Dakar to produce fake intelligence reports. All these are evidence that are on the table. Why you must not trust anything that comes from this country called Nigeria or their people. They are fake. They can manufacture anything. And Dr. Mazanga is revealing all these things that they have manufactured in the past. During the Buhari regime, Malami also allegedly contacted an intelligence security company in Dakar to produce fake intelligence report. Finland must therefore carefully examine the source, credibility, and manner in which this so-called intelligence was obtained. The intelligence they claim they are using against Mazen Simon Ekpa, how was it obtained? Who produced it? Which company did they contact? If the evidence is fabricated, manipulated, doctored, or obtained through corrupt means, then it cannot be treated as reliable evidence. And that is why we are all shouting for fair trial, the rule of law, fair trial. Because once they follow these processes that we are shouting about, Mazen Simon Ekpa will walk out free. A country that has a president who have been indicted in so many crimes and continue to commit the crime, even as we speak, against his own citizens. Fake intelligence is not evidence. Terrorist propaganda is not evidence. Finland must stand for truth, justice, and due process. Dr. Masanga Nyakora. That is what he wrote. Fake intelligence is not evidence. Terrorist propaganda is not evidence. This is a very amazing piece written by Dr. Masanga to Finland. And he wrote another one to Alex Todd. Let us go to the one he wrote for Alex Todd. The one he wrote to Alex Todd, the president of Finland. Let's watch and see what he wrote. Dr. Masanga, he said, Alex Todd, he wrote this on the Alex Todd. His Excellency, Alex Todd. When you challenge me, Dr. Masanga, to bring evidence, he said, when you challenge me, Dr. Masanga, to bring evidence, I do. The Federal High Court in Abuja, presided on by Judge Joyce Abdul Malik, granted a final forfeiture application filed by the EFCC and dismissed several objections filed by Mr. Malami. The final forfeiture of 48 out of 57 properties worth 212 billion linked to the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami. This is the reputation of the person that produced the evidence they're using against Simon. How can this person be credible? A criminal, a fraudster, indicted for crime. How can anything from him be used as a credible evidence? Dr. Masanga wrote, the judge held that the issue before the court was not who owns the property, but how legitimate are the funds used to acquire the property. You see that the person in question that produced the evidence against Master Samaruka has no legitimacy in any way. The properties to be forfeited span Abuja, Kebbi, Kano, Kaduna, and include luxury hotels, duplex, plaza, warehouse, shopping units, and residential estates acquired over several years. He went ahead to write, below is the full list of the 57 properties, including hotels and luxury homes, initially seized by EFCC through an interim forfeiture order. 48 of them will be handed over to the federal government following today's court ruling. And Dr. Masanga listed the lineup of the fraudulent properties that Malami had. Luxury duplex at Amazon Street, plots number 3011 within cadastral zone, AO6 Matama, file number and enhanced 11352, which was purchased in December 2022 at 500 million naira. Value after enhancement at 595 million. Two-wing large story building situated at number 3 Onitsha Crescent area, 11 Garki, Cadastral Zone, AO3, Abuja, formerly Harmonia Hotel Limited, FCT, which was purchased December 2018 at 7 billion naira. 7 billion naira. Plot 63 JB District Cadastral Zone. Beautiful. These are properties about, he mentioned all the properties, all the properties that Malami stole. And this is trying to show the credibility of the man who brought evidence that they are using against Master Simon Ekpa. And after naming all 20 properties that he stole, he said, this is the Malami who drafted fake evidence on both Simon Ekpa and then Nnamdi Kanu, both Biafrans. I leave it there. The man that brought the evidence they are using today to prove Master Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu, that is his credential. That is the man. How can you trust a criminal to give you evidence on an innocent citizen? Malami, a terrorist who went to Kenya and kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu at night, came to Nigeria, fabricated stories. How can you believe any evidence from that man, a terrorist himself? There is no sane person on this planet Earth that we believe any evidence from such a person. No sane person will. But in Nigeria, somehow they believe the evidence. And there's a program that was held this evening, that this weekend. So many of you saw it, but I'm going to play it again. So many of you have seen it. So many of you have seen it. That was a program about Southeast Security Summit. Southeast Security Summit. On that very program, there is a particular general of Igbo extraction who spoke on that very program. And this man exposed every single thing that Finland authority need to know. And I bet you there is no sensible person, no law court in the world that will watch that man after speaking. After watching that man, and you still accuse Malami Simon Ekpa of causing insecurity in Southeast. That means you are insane. That means something else is wrong with you. So I will want us to watch that program and we dissect it together. I would like us to listen together to this program, which was held just last week. First Southeast Security Summit. Remember, the main charges of Malami Simon Ekpa for sponsoring terrorism was they said that he is the one destabilizing Southeast. Even Johannes and Nohin and Dama, they claimed that it was Malami Simon Ekpa that is destabilizing Southeast, and they gave even ransom of Malami Simon Ekpa. And this summit you are seeing here was held in the South for the very first time. For the very first time. First Southeast Security Summit. That is what you are seeing here. If you look at that, you can see it's written there. The very first Southeast Security Summit. Since all this death have been happening everywhere, they turn a blind eye as if they don't see it. They pretend. And today, Malami Simon Ekpa is in the court, being accused of being the person who is responsible for the insecurity in the Southeast. That is why Malami Simon Ekpa is tagged with terrorism today. There is no other reason. They said he is the one destabilizing the Southeast. I want every one of us in this platform pay attention to this very man, what he's going to say. Please share this program. It is very important. You don't know who is going to meet this program. And I don't know if these Finland authorities, people in Finland, are they not watching the programs of what is happening in Nigeria? Because if they are following Nigeria events, I want us to pay attention to what this man explained. This man is going to tell us the cause of the insecurity in Biafra land. This man you are seeing here, he's going to tell us the cause of the insecurity in Biafra land. This thing that Finland is charging Malami Simon Ekpa today, this case that they are settling in Finland today, this man have already settled it here. He has cleared it here. If this kind of a video is played in that court, there is no sensible human being that will continue to point a finger at Malami Simon Ekpa. Remember, we are talking about Security Summit of Southeast, the very first Security Summit. And here, this man is giving the history of insecurity in the Southeast. Now, let us listen to him. I want us to pay attention. Listen together.
Approaches to strengthen security and building lasting peace in Igbo land.
Approaches to settle insecurity and strengthen security in Igbo land. How they are going to strengthen security. The approaches, how they will stop insecurity. That is what this man is talking about. Let us listen to him.
I want to draw attention to what insecurity is all about. Insecurity is just like death. If somebody dies and is not related to you, you may not feel it much. Same with insecurity. If your wife has been kidnapped, you understand what it is to be kidnapped. If you are the kidnapped then with the kidnappers, you understand it. But when we are not there, we take it the way we are taking it maybe right now. I think if we have been doing this all this while, we won't be the shit that we are today. Our problem started since 1970.
Did you hear that? The problem of insecurity in the South it started since 1970. This man you are seeing here is telling you, and this man you are seeing is not just another person, a Nigerian general, a general in Nigerian army, a retired general in Nigerian army. The person you are seeing here is a retired general, so he has information that I don't have. He has information that many of us don't have. And this man is telling us the origin of insecurity in Biafra land. I want us to pay attention. You see, anybody that is watching, like and share, and let the people that are watching understand that the person that is speaking is a general in Nigeria. He has served in Nigeria as a general, a retired general. He's telling you the origin of the insecurity you are seeing in the Southeast. And this, he's not saying it privately. This is on national TV. The first Southeast Security Summit that was held last week. The very first time, security summit. This man is telling us, detailing the origin of insecurity in the Southeast. And he said it started since 1970. Listen to him.
When we fought a war that we didn't need to fight that war. I remember my father told me he went to collect his body, had about 10,000 pounds in the bank. And they gave him 20 naira.
Are you listening?
He came home and he couldn't talk again. The following day he died. Until today, nobody has told me or said, oh boy, sorry, we have been following it, and perhaps if I didn't have that living, maybe I would have joined the bad boys. But God forbid. So what I'm trying to say now is that we need to address some of these unhealings from the Civil War until what we're having today. Like the issue of these boys.
You see, when he's talking, that is one thing, I don't blame him because, when they are under Nigerian government, there are certain things, they cannot speak raw the way we speak. They cannot use the language we use. They are still cautious. But I'm telling you that this man is detailing exactly the problem of the insecurity in Biafra land. In the southeastern zone that they are claiming today that is his man, Simon Ekpa. This man is detailing it from A to Z, how it all started, the origin from 1970. From 1970. After the Civil War, the actions that were taken by Nigeria against us that they continue to take till today. And this man went ahead. When he mentioned these boys, you and I know who he's talking about. He's talking about the IPOB people. He's talking about the agitators. The Biafra agitators, that's what he's referring to when he said these boys. He doesn't want to mention it for a reason no best known to him. But here, he is referring to the IPOB, the agitators. Now, listen to him.
I know that over 5,000 youths, small young boys have been killed within Igbo land in the last, from about 2015 to date.
Did you hear that? Over 5,000 Igbo youths have been killed since 2015 till now. 2015, Mazi Simon Ekpa has not even joined the struggle. Mazi Simon Ekpa was still a one Nigerianist, still thinking to make life better through Nigeria. This man, a former general, is telling you that over 5,000 youths of Igbo extraction have been murdered in cold blood. He didn't say 5,000 criminals. He didn't say 5,000 terrorists. He didn't say 5,000 kidnappers. Over 5,000 innocent youths in Biafra land have been murdered in cold blood. And nobody is doing anything about it. No governor is speaking. No minister is talking, including him himself. Nobody is speaking. is the genesis of the insecurity. And who is killing them? The federal government of Nigeria. The terrorist government of Nigeria murdered more than 5,000 Biafrans. More than 5,000 youths. That is what this man is saying in the summit. But today, they are in Finland accusing Malami Simon Ekpa of something he knows nothing about. Today, they are in Finland accusing Malami Simon Ekpa for something that has nothing to do with him. I want you to pay attention. Listen to him.
I know that over 5,000 youths, small young boys have been killed within Igbo land in the last, from about 2015 to date. There are several of them in prison years, like the Wawa prison in Niger State. So many of them who are held, nobody has even the confidence to go near. And so I want to plead to the governors of Southeast that for a thought of lasting peace, there's need for us to come together, the governors, to come together and see how we can get those ones out. The boys who were just arrested for one thing or the other, they really need to investigate some of them. And those who are not guilty should be freed. Because
did you hear this man? Did you hear him? These people, these more than 5,000 people that was murdered, they are not criminals. So these are young Igbo men, and thousands of them are in prison, languishing. Innocent people languishing. They committed no crime, nothing. Nobody is standing. Nobody is speaking for them. No governor, no minister, nobody. The person that is speaking here is General Austin Kano, a retired general in Nigeria. I want you to hear him clear.
There's need for us to come together, the governors, to come together and see how we can get those ones out.
Instead of coming together, what the governors are doing is to come together and put ransom on Malami Simon Ekpa to go and kidnap him. Instead of coming together, what they are doing is to come together and say, do not free Malami Simon Ekpa. Execute Malami Simon Ekpa. Instead of looking for a means to stop Nigerian government from killing their youths, the continuous murder of their youth, instead of thinking about how to stop it, what are they thinking about? They are only thinking of how to commit more murder, how to remove those who have the voice to speak, like Malami Simon Ekpa. This more than 5,000 youths that were murdered from 2015 till date, what crime did they commit? The only crime they committed is that they were asking for self-determination. They did not kidnap. They did not steal. They did not attack anybody. And they were murdered in cold blood. And today, thousands are still in detention, several different places, that he is confirming. Look at his name there. Look at his name there. General Austin Kano Egwo. General Austin Kano Egwo, retired. So you will know that the information is not coming from a street person or maybe a content creator that you will begin to doubt. And today, Finland, Nigerian government is accusing Malami Simon Ekpa in Finland of causing insecurity in Biafra land, of terrorism. Meanwhile, they have terrorized the Biafran people to the extent that 5,000 in a place, even war, Ukraine war, have Ukraine lost up to 5,000 people? In this Ukraine war, has they lost up to 5,000 people? In the US and Iran bombing that's going everywhere, have they lost up to 5,000 people? But the Biafrans have lost more than 5,000 people from 2015 to date. And so many are in different prisons. And yet, you go and you're accusing the man that have the voice to speak to protect them. The person that is protecting them, you are attacking him with terrorism. You went and kidnapped one from Kenya, brought him to Nigeria, and you are accusing one again in Finland. And this person that is writing your evidence for you is a terrorist sponsor that even your own country have indicted him. Where is justice and where is fairness? Let's listen to him.
Those who were just arrested for one thing or the other, they really need to investigate some of them. And those who are not guilty should be freed, because these are some of the problems we are having. And the issue of the IPOD man, Mazina Nekano, I want to also plead with the governors. If Mr. President, I know he can listen to them, to grant him presidential pardon. These are some of the things that are doing. People will not talk about it. It takes somebody who has the guts to say it out. Those people don't want to talk about this thing, but we need to talk about it because that is where our problem started.
That is the where he said it clear. That is where the insecurity of Biafra land started. That is where the insecurity of Biafra land started. Starting from the Civil War to the Python dance that took the life of more than 5,000 Biafrans till date. And this 5,000 is their own estimate. Because if we go with the real estimate, Biafra have lost up to a million people or more. Since 2015 to date, Biafra have lost up to 1 million. There are so many people that have not been given accountable, and thousands are in various prisons. This is the reason for the insecurity in Biafra. It has nothing to do with Mazin Nandekano. It has nothing to do with Mazin Simon Ekpa. And this man nailed it. And at the end, he said, this is the reason, this is the source of the problem. But for one reason or another, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's a shame.
And I want to say again that this issue of federal character, so to say, if you are three in a class from 3 different tribes, and you score 300 marks, and you are denied admission into federal university, somebody else scores 200, is given admission because he's from a different tribe from you. Some other person scores 50, is admission in the same federal university. In a country where there are so many state universities, there are so many private universities. I think when we started that program after the Civil War, we were supposed to give ourselves a timeline that after about 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, we should have balanced up and then begin to give people equal opportunities. So when you find somebody who has refused admission, 300 marks, and you see somebody who was better than in going to university, what does he do after that? Some of them take to crime. Some of them go into cultism, some go into drug, and so on and so forth, prostitution and whatever. And so these are some of the problems we really need to address. And if we do not want to address the issue of mediocrity, because that's how we find it, if you can take somebody who is not qualified to give you the job because they're trying to balance up, then it's not going to work very well for the country. So I'm just calling on the governors to please see how they can convince the National Assembly and Mr. President so that there may be a review of this issue of federal character. We have done it for almost 60 years. So we need to review it so that we can correct some of these issues. The issue of migration. Many of our children are outside this land. We don't ask questions. Why are they running away? Insecurity is one of the problems. Job opportunity is another one. They're everywhere. There are people today who are in IDP camps, not only in the southeast, the whole Nigeria. People have spent 15 years in IDP camps. And we are launching roads, we are launching projects, and we are not caring about those people in IDP camps. The children that you bear in IDP camps may not be the best of children for our society. we need to look at what we are going to do with all those who have been.
I have to stop it here. You see, we have taken the most important thing is that foundation that man laid about the cause of insecurity in Biafra land. It is very clear. It is very clear. If Finland believe in the truth, if Finland believe in justice, Mazi Simon Ekpa have no business being detained. And just like he said, they have detained the wrong person. Finland have just detained the wrong man. If they are sincere to themselves, if they can follow the rule of law and fairness, they will realize that they have actually detained the wrong man. And there is nothing that will make Mazi Simon Ekpa not to be free. Nothing will hold back Mazi Simon Ekpa for getting his freedom. Because he's an innocent man. Whatever they are charging him with has nothing to do with him. Every allegation against him has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with him in any way, in any manner you want to talk about it. It has nothing to do with him. And we are going to be waiting to hear the report is going to come to the court. Remember, the court is going on as we speak, and it's going to be an open court. So Biafrans are going to be inside. We are going to be waiting to get information and details that are coming from the inside. So wherever you are, don't speculate. There is no need for you to continue speculation and continue to push wrong information like they did last time. Biafrans went to Finland and they were celebrating with Mazi Simon Ekpa, and some people are already carrying rumor. He has been freed, he has been pardoned, he has been ordered. There is no such thing. Let us be patient. The court is going on and they are speaking in Finnish. They are speaking in Finnish. So whatever happened in the court, we are going to get the credible information. I do not come here to say, oh, breaking news, then I tell you what does not happen. The breaking news you have to know is that today court is ongoing and it is an open court. Mazi Simon Ekpa is going to be in court. Biafrans will be there. They will be in there. All the interest groups are going to be there to see the hearing. And the important thing is that human rights organizations are going to be there. Many experts are going to be there. Experts from Europe, from America, and from Africa, they are there, paying attention to what is going on. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is very crucial. It has effect on me. It has effect on you. Whatever decision that is taken, we have effect on our Supreme Mazi Nandika. Maybe some of us don't know. If Mazi Simon Ekpa is acquitted, it is going to affect Mazi Nandika. If Mazi Simon Ekpa is not acquitted, it's going to affect Mazi Nandika.